With costs high and affordability crisis affecting many Canadians, all eyes will be on a new economic data coming out this week and what it will say about our economy. With grocery bills increasing, interest rates going up, and housing prices at an all-time high, we know the economy has hit a rough patch. We are all feeling it. For a closer look at what we're going to learn this week and whether there's perhaps a silver lining there, we are joined by Moshe Lander from Concordia University's Department of Economics. He is in Montreal this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Okay, let's start with the big question. Is Canada in a recession?
Probably. We don't know for sure. Even with the data that comes out this week, we still won't know for sure. Technical definition is you need 2 consecutive quarters of declining GDP. We only have 1 consecutive quarter of data. So I guess we got to wait until next month before we can officially ring the recession bell.
What will we learn from the data coming out this week?
That we're probably heading for the recession bell. It's unlikely to be good news. The strikes out in Vancouver, forest fires, weather disruptions in Eastern Canada, it's all going to take its toll, and we're going to start to see that appear in the numbers that come out this week because it'll cover the period where some of those things were at their worst. It's unfortunately not going to be good news.
People are feeling it, right? They feel that tension already. Things are expensive. They hear the word recession. They start to get more worried. But you say Canada's in pretty good shape heading into a recession, and the upcoming data on economic growth may not spell disaster. You also point out that numbers could be difficult for consumers to ingest. What is the good news and what is the bad news here?
Yeah, so I mean, a recession is bad news, but I also think that a recession is intensely personal, right? If you have a job, your friends have a job, your family have a job, I could tell you we're in a recession and you'd look around and say, I don't believe it. And if you don't have a job, your friends don't have a job, and you don't have a job, I could say that the economy is doing well and you'd say, I don't believe it. So it's probably something that's much more personal than what the data says. But that said, if we are in a recession, we were heading into a recession in good shape. We had government debt that was reasonably under control. We had strong growth for a few years leading up to it. We started at least at record low interest rates, even though they've gone up quickly. And in general, we were in pretty good shape. So, if you're going to have a bad patch, it's at least good to start from a period of strength.
You say a recession, okay, may not be the worst thing that could happen, and it could be what the doctor ordered. I don't know that I like that prescription. Can you tell me what you meant by that?
Sure. So, if you have a really good weekend and you stay up all night and you're partying, Monday you need to sleep it off. And it's actually good for the body, right? And actually to sleep excessively on Monday is probably a good thing. To try and operate a regular Monday is probably not going to help you find new strength going forward. And so the idea then that the economy is maybe overheated in the last couple of years as everybody tried to make up for lost time with COVID, the economy was in dangerous signs of overheating, and we have seen that at least in part from the demand side, which is why the Bank of Canada was raising interest rates. So a down period isn't necessarily the worst thing. It releases assets from companies that are in trouble and not using those assets properly, and it allows them find their way to companies that can use them better. New companies usually come out of recessions that we never would have thought of and become giants, and of course everybody cites like HP as the example. So if we have a little bit of a down period here, it's a chance to pause, focus, rest, and then when we come back on the other side of a recession, we're going to be stronger. And that's the way that it's always been on the other side of recessions. We always come back stronger.
Good to have a bit of context around that before the announcement comes out. Thanks, Moshe.
You got it.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.